Go on.
Hello,
Give it your best. Give it your best, Welly.
Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm sure you're all ears. You're all. I've fucked it already. I can't do it without you here. Yeah. Hello, people. If this does sound weird, first and foremost, it's because Kelan is not in the office.
Nope.
The first podcast we've ever done where we haven't been together, which immediately doesn't feel right.
No.
But I mean, for the time being, at least for the next few weeks, by the looks of it, this is how we're gonna have to operate, which I mean is completely understandable given given the new world.
I'm down to do this though, because it's.
Yeah.
Do you know what I set up as well today? No, last night. I've set up. It feels like it should be pretty good for audio. I've got a whole curtain surrounding me right now in my room, so I literally can't see anything. So
really?
Audio's,
Sick.
yeah, because I've just set up, obviously a gaming setup because I'm going to be indoors all the time. So, but yeah, so
I
this
saw
works
someone
out
was
nice.
like, "When's Keelan going to start releasing Minecraft videos?"
Oh, you don't even know. There's one fully edited. It's half an hour long.
Really?
It's pretty stupid. But
Are you like filming your face as well then, or
no,
just
no,
the audio?
No. Just audio. I wanted to leave out the face. People don't need to see that.
Yeah. Okay. You should put on a persona like that guy. Who's that like superhero guy that you used to watch? Doctor or something.
Yeah, Doctor. I've forgotten his name, but the PUBG guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Be like
that'd be
a completely
funny.
different guy.
I haven't spoken to you in the
I know.
voice since this has all happened. With voice messages, but apart from
a couple of voice messages, but it's been kind of. I mean, I've been pretty distant. So apologies, listeners, because I feel like we should have stepped up and pushed out a podcast earlier, but it's predominantly been my fault because.
Well,
I've
to be
just
honest, it has been quite nice to have, because I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah.
So I knew that you were like struggling with some things, with like anxiety and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm feeling pretty fine. And then suddenly, I don't know, maybe a week after your health was going all crazy, mine was just suddenly like, what the fuck's going on? Everything just went all
I think
crazy.
The world's had it, haven't they? Like it's so strange because like suddenly the entire world feels, even people who've like never kind of felt like a sense of anxiety before, because anxiety essentially is like worrying about the what if. It's the like, well, what happens next? And
Exactly.
now everyone in the world is like, well, we don't know what it's going to look like next week, like
or how long this is going to last.
Exactly. It's been a big adjustment. I mean, I should be far more focused on like the business side of things, but I have just taken like the best part of the last 2 weeks to really try and focus on myself.
That's the best thing, and that's what everyone's been saying, which is quite nice in a sense, that everyone's kind of, it's like everyone's backing down and being like, I'm going to focus on myself right now, and their family. But
exactly,
you know, I mean, Sarah's still going to work, is she, or is she not?
Well,
now?
so she because they have to. She's a teacher, and then the school has to look after the kids of key workers, i.e., like NHS workers and things. Although, like, they had fucking like, I don't know, kids whose parents like ran a kebab shop or something, being like, "Oh, can our kids still come in?"
Really?
And they're like, "No, like you're not a key worker."
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, but so she has to go in sometimes, but thankfully, because she's like deputy head, she's more in charge of like
She's
the back end at the moment.
deputy head, isn't that?
Well,
that sounds pretty big.
Yeah. I mean, she shares the role with another girl same age as her, so they like the old deputy head stepped down, and then they were like, "Cool, let's split it between you two, so that both of you can kind of grow your way up."
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, she went in on Monday, but I don't think she'll go in for the next week or so, and then they're probably gonna have to keep schools open over Easter, just because of like Easter holiday.
So it's more just a not babysitting, but like a child minding service now.
Yeah, I mean they had 7 kids in the school today, like out of 600.
Are they working?
So
I mean, not working. Like the kids working, or do you reckon it's
like
chill?
It's like structured stuff. So
fair enough. Yeah, I guess that's probably eased you a bit knowing that she's not going in as much.
So to explain it to people, I've said it on the podcast before, I've always been a bit of a hypochondriac, and it flares depending on kind of stressful situations and things. And then I was paying attention to this like before we went to Europe. I was like looking at it online and being like, wow, this is kind of picking up in China and things. And then it obviously escalated pretty quickly over here, and suddenly my like I mean, I was worried and sort of as you would like as a kind of average citizen would be and concerned and things, and then I really took like quite a slip in terms of just being a bit fucking mental and really not being in a good place.
It does put it into perspective though that we were kind of thinking about this while we were shooting Soul Destroyer in Portugal and stuff. Like, I'd forget that was still going on because I kind of treated it as a bit like a joke. Do you know what I mean? Like, I
think the world, well, not the world did, but I think everyone, it was like you didn't take it seriously because you're like, well,
of course. Well, no one thought it was going to escalate to this. So
no, but at the same time, like, why wouldn't it was so obvious it was going to, because it was going so fast over there and it was approaching so quickly. But everyone, I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but that's not what today's podcast is all about.
No, that's not what we want to talk about.
It's nice to just let everyone know what's going on with us and why it's been tricky. But everyone's focusing on different things right now, I'm sure people understand.
I think that's the thing. Everyone's in the same boat, so everyone's got these new things to deal with, whether it be jobs and
exactly.
Like what's interesting is some people are really struggling with the like isolation thing, but I think for people like you and me, because we do a lot of stuff from home anyway. Like,
oh, dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Normal. Like,
yeah, this has been. I said to my mum last night, even though it sounds horrible, like, I do sympathise with people who are struggling. But I said to her, I was like, well, this is what I've been wanting for quite a while. As in, not what's happening outside, but for me to spend this long at home.
I've
with
wanted
my family.
this for years.
Yeah, I've wanted this for years. But just because I do love travelling around everywhere all the time, but sometimes I can have, like, nowadays my mind can rest because I know I've got like the week at home and I can figure out what I want to do. But at the same time, I'm still going to work, and that's can be quite stressful because my mum's got asthma and we've got to be careful with. I can't bring anything back. So
going to work must be. I wouldn't be keen to be doing that.
Not really, and people are getting ill at work, but we don't know if that's to do with the virus or not. Like,
that's the thing, 'cause it's that kind of year, isn't it? Like, that time of year. Like, there'll be people just get ill anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And there'll be people with maybe a bit of a cough, and because everyone's like, nah, we'll carry on working, and then suddenly they will just leave work halfway through because they're too unwell, and you're like, ooh.
Oh no. We took the dog out earlier, and we literally walked like out into our driveway, and across the other side of the street were two guys walking up the road. Yeah. And one of them, literally, he was the most symptomatic, or if that's the right word, person I've ever seen in my life. Like, he was spluttering with a cough that he couldn't stop. He looked, and he was like a youngish guy, and he was just walking with his mate, and his mate looked at us like, huh? And we were like, why the fuck are you out? God. Like, get back in the...
I've seen people get text messages. I saw on someone's story, it was a text message from the government saying you've been caught outside your house 3 times in the last day or something, and a fine has been given to you of like 35 quid or something. So they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it is. I don't know how they're catching people out, but that was a text.
It's going to be in London, a place like that, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're quite fortunate. I've been watching your stories, and also Sarah put a picture up of that like awesome stream. There was like a stream in Darwin, and I was oh my god, I want that. Like, that's sick.
We can literally just walk, like, you know where you park your car, like on that road opposite the house sometimes. Yeah. Like when we go to Tesco's, like just round the corner from there is a woods, and it's just like, it's so easy to get away.
Yeah. And have you seen more families out walking? Because I've noticed so many.
Not really, because I think the paths we do are pretty like uncommon. But
yeah. Well, up in the hills near where we live, because we've been we do 1 walk or a cycle per day, because just to not get crazy, and we bump into so many families. Obviously, everyone's pretty good with it. Like, if you notice someone, like, you do talk to each other, but it's from stupidly far away, and you're just asking how things are going. But it's nice to see so many people out, and immediate family is okay, because if we all go out together, we're coming back together. So
exactly,
but we're not going anywhere busy at all. It's all like just forest.
It's such a crazy time, but I mean, we all just have to try and stick together.
It's also just so interesting that something like this has happened. Like, now really thinking about it, doesn't help that me and Josh have started watching The Walking Dead again. So we just it's creepy how many similarities it has, apart from the flesh-eating monsters.
Yeah,
But you know, life's life.
Yeah. We can't change anything. We can't control it, so we've just got to
I know,
Just
but
gotta roll with it.
I'm excited to do these podcasts over this time period because it's going to be different.
Yeah.
And
I'm finally kind of, now that I'm in a better headspace, getting into sort of stinking my teeth into Soul Destroyer as well. So
good. I'm so sorry that I'm not there to help.
I know, we were getting so excited to edit like together, and then now it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a long process, so it's not like.
Of course, no one's expecting it to be out super quick now that this has happened. No one's got that expectation, and you know.
Well, actually, that was a question in this kind of Q&A that we're going to run into, but I'll answer it now in the sense that somebody said, "Oh, is there going to be a delay to the Soul Destroyer release?" And technically, clothing-wise, there doesn't need to be because we have a lot of the stock already. Not all of it, but we have a chunk. However, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just going to ask, is the clothing being affected at all with the warehouses and stuff?
So the Impact shirts, which are the last thing that's in production, they are delayed slightly because the factories in India have shut until for the time being, they've shut until the 31st of March. So regarding the release, it's like there probably doesn't need to be, but there probably might have to be a bit of one because we need to obviously shoot good lookbook content and things, and like given how much time we've put into this collection, I don't want to just rush it out and be like, oh fuck it, like we'll put it out. So if we need to take a bit of extra time to like get out there and do the lookbook and all the important stuff that obviously goes alongside it, I'd rather do that, but we'll see. So speaking of other things to release, we obviously just released Marx's home plyometric program, which he's very keen on me to plug.
Is that so is this a new program that he's started
we were talking about it for ages, being like, oh, we should do one on Motus, and then he started like, I don't know, a month or so ago, like putting it together, and then as this kind of thing picked up in the last 2 weeks, he was kind of in the process of finishing it, and we were like, well, we may as well release it like soon, because obviously it's something to do for people. If they've got like something to box jump onto, then that's pretty much all you need.
That's awesome. That's cool.
We dropped that, and that's been, as far as I can see, really well received. First time selling like a digital product, and obviously most of the funds go straight to Marks.
Exactly. That's helping him out. Surely he's
not it's good
coaching
for him
now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still coaching.
No, he's not coaching at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
A lot of people with coaching jobs must be completely off work, right?
Yeah. I mean, everything's dropped. Like even motor sales like bottomed out. I think every fucking.
Well, people are just they're trying to watch their money now, aren't they? So.
Well, and also they just at least for that last like week or so, they're just it's picked up a bit actually in the last few days, but people's mindset was not on like, oh, I want to buy stuff. It was like, shit, what are we doing? Like toilet roll.
Yeah. Apart from I just did drop 400 quid on a monitor and an Xbox.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry. I had to. Do you know what? I wanted to get an Xbox.
He's lost.
I know, and also I was like, do you know, this might happen for a while, so I've bought myself like a 144 hertz display, so it's like super responsive. But whatever, I'm excited for that. That's keeping me happy. So.
Well, I bought a third podcast mic, didn't I? And then now we can't even have guests around. Yeah, I'm sitting here with one. I should be using the new one, to be fair, to test it. But.
Definitely should be. I'm scared that this is picking up because I'm watching my audio levels. And then when I'm not speaking, there is a tiny bit of like, it's picking up something. I don't know whether that's your voice, but I've been turning you down and up and it's not really changing anything. But it's looking normal. So
yeah, we'll deal with it. People can deal with it. This is test one. So
yeah. All right, let's get on with the main.
Yeah, well,
podcast.
The other thing to talk about was the March Money Challenge. Is I mean, for me, it kicked off. What was it, Wednesday the 12th? And then pretty much within the next couple of days, my mind started to just unravel. I
mean, you're in the lead, though.
I did a few sessions. I did one yesterday as well.
Oh, nice.
So I've made my money back, if you know what I mean. I've done over 50 quid, which was the initial investment. Mm-hmm. So, but I blocked off all of the, I think this week on my calendar, as in I made it so people couldn't book sessions, but I think as long as I just wasn't in the right headspace to start like having hour-long positive chats with people when I was just like, I'm gonna die.
Not. Yeah, definitely not.
But I think, I'm going to pick that back up soon, and I'll be pushing that out. So anyone who has messaged me saying they want to sort of book an appointment and things, we can sort that out. And thank you, because it's fucking scary doing it, because I didn't think anyone was going to receive it.
How have they gone so far? Like, what?
They've all gone really well. Like,
is it
the chats.
face to face, or is it just audio?
It's predominantly Zoom, like video face to face. Although the one I did yesterday, for some reason the internet wasn't good, so we just did audio.
So who have you had around, like, not specifically names, but from different countries then?
Yeah.
For some reason I feel like mostly USA, but I might be completely wrong.
Mostly England actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but mainly regarding like the brand building stuff rather than the editing stuff.
Yeah.
Which that's more fun for me to talk about. Like, the editing stuff was an idea, but also I can understand why it's essentially asking someone to critique your work, which is a bit daunting. You're like, hey, can I send you this? And you tear it apart.
Yeah.
But
I guess the brand building thing is, a lot of people are wanting probably to do that. So
yeah.
You've got some cool insights.
You obviously planned on.
Oh yeah, so I obviously wanted to put drawings on a t-shirt as simply as possible and drop ship it, but now that all of this, basically, I think, who is it? I know Contendant. Oh my god, it's embarrassing that I forget his name, but it's it's spelt differently to what it is.
Kelan
with an N, isn't it? It's Kelan.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Well, he was saying that he's been affected by it, I think, because he was using some form of drop shipping or something.
Yeah.
So I just basically decided not to work on that, because I didn't want to put loads of hours into it and then
not be able to actually fulfill the orders. Yeah.
But I still want to do it once this is kind of over, or I don't know how it's going to be died down. I'd like to maybe put, because it depends whether we'd even still do a challenge out of it. But I might just put a bit more money into it and just do it properly, but not sell.
Well,
it's
just good. It's like
sense.
a side. It's a side hustle, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's just something to play around with.
Very overused term. It's just
extra
income for you. Yeah,
exactly. And I thought about, obviously, while I think I put it on my story, while the virus thing is all happening, doing like a little parkour video, but then that's, like you said, the focus of trying to keep on top of a challenge is quite hard when you're faced with essentially a bit of fear.
For sure.
I don't want to selfishly hurt myself while the hospitals are filled up and they're working towards people who are sick.
I know, so that's the crazy thing. It's like,
I'm hoping people are being safe.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, there's people who, the problem is like, if you had a car accident or if like a heart attack or something, like the hospitals are just overwhelmed, and that's the really scary thing. Is like, because people are like, oh, the same amount of people die every year from flu, and it's like, yes, but not all in the space of 3 weeks.
Yeah, and more people die from just the flu because of the hospitals being packed up. Yeah,
it's crazy. But anyway,
let's get on to the positives,
the fun bits,
the funs.
So we wanted to do some form of a kind of Q&A just to get the podcast moving again. I was speaking to Phil the other day, who's still keen to come on, and maybe we have to do a voice version like this, or we wait for an in-person, which would be preferable, I think. But we're going to try and get more consistent with this now that we've got this one out.
Definitely.
But yeah, so I put on Instagram, like, just, we wanted some stupid questions, some weird shit, like less. I mean, a lot of people obviously ask parkour questions, but I thought we'd go more positive.
This is going to be exciting for me because I haven't looked at them at all.
Yeah,
you've looked at them a bit. They're just going to come out. I haven't thought about the answers to anything.
Yeah, there's this page on my first on has got a few parkour based ones, but we'll work our way through them.
Yeah, awesome.
But, let's start with this one. When was the first time you've seen each other naked?
Wow.
Thankfully, I think you actually might be. I've never seen you naked. Really. No, I've never seen you naked.
No, neither with you. I'm quite careful with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I'm very careful. Also because I'm obviously older, and like when we started Motus and I was like, I'm going to sponsor some younger people, everyone was like, Giles is a pedo.
But in comparison to the rest of the team, pretty sure everyone, to be honest,
George, I haven't. Jordan, I haven't.
Jordan and Robbie are pretty good with.
Yeah, Robbie is actually. Robbie gets his bum out a lot.
Yeah, he does like showing his bum. But what's it? Max and Johnston are the worst.
Yeah. I mean, Johnson is literally borderline nudist.
He loves it.
So.
He loves it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care about it at all, but I can't do that. I wish I could. It does seem like.
I know. There's that weird level of jealousy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's quite interesting, actually.
Yeah.
What a brilliant question.
Yeah. Funniest interaction with a stranger whilst training.
Oh, interesting. That's something that we'd have to think about. Do you have one
Yeah.
you think about?
I'm trying to think.
Because there's been quite a lot.
Yeah, you get a lot of them. And it's usually kind of older men who are probably a bit sort of. They're basically alcoholics or drug addicts, and it's normally just the ones who come along. There's like a guy in South Korea I can remember that I think he pops up in Roof Culture, and he was just like hanging around and dancing and singing and stuff. Oh fuck, I know. In South Korea, right? Do you know in Roof Culture there's that clip where Ryan is about to beat the record on
on the stack thing.
Literally, as that happened, as we were all cheering, it was either me or like Sasha or someone turned around. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And this woman just walked up to us and just gave us a baked potato in tinfoil. I think
really?
it was like a baked potato, but it was cold and it was just in tinfoil, and she just like gave it to us and walked off.
Why?
Oh, fuck knows.
Did
also, when
I
was in... No, we just like completely weirded out. When I was in Hong Kong, I was walking into a shop and a woman like tried to she hissed at me, and I was like, whoa, and then she like sort of snapped at me, like snarled at me like a cat. Like she lunged at me like in a weird biting fashion and like lashed out at me.
What, like as if she was imitating a cat?
No, she was obviously not quite right. But I was legit like scared. I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Yeah, I suppose that side of the world there is because you're so different. Do you know what I mean? It's so easy for you to be targeted in like strange ways, which is quite funny. But I mean, the only thing I can think of, and I wasn't even there, but when I think of strange interactions, I know that Max got whacked in the knees by a baseball bat, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
And he tried to steal their bike, their bags.
You've had eggs thrown at you, haven't you?
Oh Jesus, what am I on about? Yeah, of course, in Maidstone. We got it's all on a video on my channel. There's the guy with me, Milo, and Sam met a guy who had like legit, his whole face was just a scratch. There was just scratches all over his face. And he said that he'd been up all night trying to find his friend, and he had so many energy drinks on him, and he was just chugging them. But that's Maidstone, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the most Maidstone person you can think of.
And he wouldn't leave us alone. He wanted to do a front flip, and then just after that happened, Milo got egged just by a car going past on the main high street. So it's like, okay, that's done. Not going back to Maidstone.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, nothing bad has happened training with people.
What's your favourite clip you've ever gotten?
Maybe there's potential ones in Soul Destroyer, but I'm not sure. What about you?
Oh, see, I was thinking this because somebody else said, like, Giles, in all your eons of training, what's the most, like, what's your favourite thing you've ever done? And I've been thinking about this, and I really don't know. Like, I've definitely had something battles.
You've done. Yeah, would it be something that you've done maybe a few years ago? Oh, really?
You went full robot then. What was that?
I said, do you reckon it's something you've done for satisfaction reasons? Maybe something you've done years ago? Oh, no, really? Are you losing me?
Yeah, you went full just like robot and then disappeared.
Oh, it's weird. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
It's weird looking at my phone. I wish I could show you what it looks like. It's as if someone's hacked into it. Numbers and things are flying everywhere. It's I dropped a crate of potatoes on it. That's what happened. I had it in my pocket and it was really heavy and it like kind of whacked against my thighs and I didn't realise until I took my phone out.
Oh wow.
But yeah, what I was saying was maybe it's something you've done years ago when you're younger, because if it's satisfaction level, I felt like there was way more satisfying. Unless it's a big rail pre by you, because the amount of times I've been surprised by stupidly horrible rail pre's you've done.
Yeah, I can't think. Like, I don't think I've ever done like one significant thing that's like groundbreaking for me, but I've done a lot of like mental things where it takes me a long time to get it, and then I get it, and I'm like fully satisfied. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess everyone fucking has that in parkour, don't they?
Yeah, and it almost feels like it gets one-upped if you train more and more, so it's kind of hard to remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Apart from groundbreaking things, for example, if we asked Max that, then maybe he'd say like IMAX 2 or
like
I mean it's IMAX 1, sorry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like Cypria Rail or something like that.
Exactly. I mean, I think when we were filming Resurgence and I did the concrete to the yellow rail, even though it had been done before, for me, I'd never done anything like that. So for watching it back, I was like, yes, that's something I've been wanting to get. Yeah, good question.
Yeah. Craziest drunken stories.
Oh God.
I've got.
Thing is, you've had so many that I don't. I mean, not that they're bad for certain people, but it's like, how can you even
some
tell
of my
the story?
crazy one. Yeah, some of my crazy
maybe
ones.
Put people
I
at
can't.
risk. Yeah.
I can't say publicly. I mean, Santorini after party is always a good one. Like,
oh my God, that is a dream. I don't even know.
Finding you guys
real.
on a roof and then we
were doing roof gaps onto a sofa that was in the actual nightclub. You'd find like a roof gap from a roof.
I found you and tried to dangle down and smash my face into the wall and then fell on top of you all.
Oh God, yeah. Jesus Christ. There's just so many people around that do parkour that I feel like you can do anything at the Santorini after party and it's not considered bad. Especially when Stora start throwing ashtrays everywhere and flipping tables.
Yeah. The Off the Edge tour, there were like a lot of crazy nights, both in Europe and in America. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, you've been to so many different places where there's probably been mental people, as in just like crazy.
Oh, I remember one time this like crazy guy like coked out of his mind. We were in LA after one of the Off the Edge tours, and he like came into this like private bar area that they'd reserved for the after party and started like doing coke off the table, and then got like really racist and was just like this like sort of oldish white guy and just was like dropping the N-word and things, and everyone was just sitting there like, what the fuck do we do? Yeah. And it's super, super weird. That was a weird one.
Wow. Thing is, most of the times that I've had like really good, well, I say really good, the craziest like drunk stories, I don't really remember them because I end up throwing up. And then, the worst one was the I know that when I first ever properly got drunk and we went to America, and
when you're in Vancouver,
everyone helped me to get back into the taxi, and then Sarah helped me out because I was just throwing up in the toilet. That was pretty mad, but I don't remember that. But what I was trying to say is, in Bournemouth, I think it was, I got invited to a party with Max, Luke and Jack, and that ended up in the toilet. But that's the only time that I
feel like a lot of your things end up in the toilet.
Oh yeah, this is so bad. But that was the only time I've teleported. So I was in the toilet, and then I woke up in the morning in a bed made up for me in the living room. Everyone else was just crashed on the floor, and someone had made me like a lovely bed. And I was like, how on earth did I get there? But that was, that was mental.
I've never really teleported that many times.
I get affected by alcohol very easily.
Yeah. And we've got another question, which is just stupidest drunk experience at a parkour event. But I think I'm trying to think of any other like.
For the Love Movement this year, there was a lot of crowd surfing. That was quite fun.
Yeah, but that's not stupid. That's just fun. Like
fireworks, I wasn't there for that, but that's going to happen anyway.
People weren't drinking at that one when they were doing the fireworks.
Oh, really?
I mean, maybe like a beer or two, but it wasn't
one was like crazy drunk.
Yeah.
Santorini, there was a lot of crowd surfing and near.
Oh
bales.
Shit me! Fuck the air whip after party, the legendary one where I mean thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds worth of champagne was just blasted all over the room.
Really?
That was mental. Like they just had bottle after bottle after bottle. That was the year. It was sponsored by BetSafe, the like big betting company. And like that was the year who won? That was the year Corey won, I think. Mm-hmm. Or Pasha won. Fuck no, Corey didn't win that one. Yeah, no, he won Art of Motion. I think Pasha won. Bart like dropped like 600 euros on. Well, so he went to the bar and like asked for another big bottle of champagne because he wanted to spray it out, and then they
did they charge him?
They like got it for him, like took the fucking cork out. And they were like, "Yeah, that's 600 euros," and he was like, "What?" And so I think I fucking drunk some. Like so many people drunk some, and I think he barely got to drink it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yeah, that's like €600 or something like that. And he was like, what? And they were like, yeah, sorry, that like all the others were paid for, that one wasn't paid for, kind of thing. And I think like
that's so sneaky though.
It was savage. He was so sad.
That's so bad.
So bad.
600.
I think it was 600.
Well.
It was like an insane amount of money.
Yeah. What?
I think Airwhip had to like cover a bit of it for him and things. It was just awkward.
Jesus.
Like, who will win? Well, this is kind of two questions, because they said who will win in a wrestle and then thumb war, unless they mean like a thumb war as a wrestle. But I think thumb wars I don't know, because everyone's got fucking hands, haven't they? Like,
I play a lot of video games. I've got quite a strong thumb.
True. I'm more interested in like Motus people who would win out of a wrestle.
A big wrestle. If everyone was involved, I reckon
George or Marks.
George will probably not back down. Oh no, but George and Marks won't back down. I think it would just end up being an infinite loop of George and Marks.
Yeah, we'd all be dead. Like,
we'd be dead just in pieces.
I just leg it out of there. Like, George is he's a scary one, George. I can't. I think it was Max like flicked a penny onto him, and George like beat the shit out of him.
Next day
next day I flicked a penny onto him just to see what would happen, because George is quite good with me, because normally he's quite respectful, because he knows what you've done for him. So he's fair enough. I'm an older gentleman and things. And yeah, he chased me into the toilet of Brandon Douglas's house and just started like pounding on me, and I was like,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I remember Max being quite upset about that one. He didn't know he was going to lash out like that. But, that's what you get.
But then Marks is also, technically he's taller and sort of stronger than George.
Massive, so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Johnston would probably be third in that category, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. And also because I don't think he'd back down quite easily out of all of us, because he'd probably just find it hilarious.
Luke would do well, because he's got a good build. I reckon me and Max would be pretty fast.
Yeah, I to be honest just wouldn't bother.
Jordan would be somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
That's interesting.
And Robbie does karate. He'd probably be alright.
No, Robbie's actually quite strong, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's Scottish, so.
Yeah. Worst bail you've ever gotten? I broke my wrist years and years and years ago, like 2007. I basically dived over a wall, missed my hands, and fell like 10 foot. And really quite a bad. I also fell backwards off a roof while filming, but I just got concussed and whiplashed and things. But the broken wrist one, like I literally just basically dive rolled 10 foot to the ground on concrete.
And where was that?
You know the stairway next to, so you know Stone Circle?
Mm-hmm.
You know that stair set that's like next to that?
Yeah.
That goes up. So
goes up the opposite side of, if you were to go up on the opposite side.
No, not the opposite side of Baby 45. The stairway that's like symmetrical that the BMXers have done that big jump on.
Yeah, and Dom did a Kong Pre out of it.
Yeah. So you know where Dom did the Kong Pre?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you follow that wall down, like the wall goes, the stairs go down to the right of where Dom did the Kong Pre. There's a lip there, and out of that down to the ground, basically.
Jesus Christ! What did you do? Vault it and miss your hands?
I was literally trying to do a Kong to a roll, and I as far as I don't remember because I hit my head, but as far as I can tell, I didn't have any signs of like clipping my toes or my shins, and there were like skateboarders below me when I went for it. They like stood underneath, and I just remember being really paranoid about one of them stepping out. And I think that all I can imagine, no one saw it apart from the skateboarders, but I didn't stick around to ask. All I can imagine is that I basically just missed my hands and just dived over.
Bloody hell.
And woke up on the ground like pretty much straight away with a concussion, and like my fucking wrist had this huge like bone pressing against the skin, like hadn't come through.
That's disgusting.
I ran over to everyone at Stone Circle, all the guys training, was like, guys, I broke my wrist. And they all laughed at me, and then realised I was being serious.
Oh, that's horrible.
And then we just walked to St Thomas's Hospital, and I spent like 3 days there because I had to operate and like fix it up again.
That's nuts. I didn't realise it was that bad.
Yeah, it's like a really bad break, but it's pretty hectic.
I've luckily not had anything like
Yours
that.
Is just ankles, isn't it?
Yeah, ankles is my worst. Well, that's worst injury, but obviously I've had some really stupid bails like the ankle one, but the most scary bail was actually on I've hit my head a few times
Yeah,
but nothing too bad. I had that one in Santorini where I didn't actually get that hurt, but if it was a gap,
that was a scary one.
if it was a gap between two buildings, I would have really got hurt. So the scariest one was on a trampoline. Actually, it is on film. I might have showed you before. I just do double front flip and just completely dive onto my head.
Yeah.
And it bounces, so I bounce off my head pretty much. It's not like a crunch.
What? So you do 2.5?
So I did 1.5. I just opened out stupidly early.
Oh, okay.
I landed completely upside down. Head bounced all the way in as if I was bouncing normally with my head. And then sprung back up, and then I had to go to hospital because when I came back inside, I couldn't move, and I was like, "Oh, it's over." Like I thought I was.
Oh my god!
But it was because all the muscle had got damaged down my back and stuff. Where
just tensed up, yeah.
But
I got fucking
trampolines are
back
scary.
at the moment. Yeah, they are. My first ever double front flip on a trampoline, I did the opposite, and I did 2.5 and landed on my face, and I literally had all the skin from the skin from like the tip of my nose to my forehead was just raw. Oh. So bad because I was so scared that I would under rotate, so I just chucked it.
I've seen that happen to so many of my friends as well, just over rotating double fronts to their face.
Yeah,
it really savagely burns. It's really
yeah. I was in Wales as well.
Oh,
I remember.
Good question again.
Top 3 athletes, and then also from the same person, favorite team brand besides Motus. While you answer your top 3 athletes, I'm going for a wee.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully my Bluetooth. Kelan, you might hear me pissing, but you can deal with that.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Oh, and I can hear you talking.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wait, can you hear me talking?
Yeah. I can still hear you now.
Even now?
Yeah. Oh, really? So basically, guys, I can hear Giles. I can hear him pissing in the toilet as well. And you guys can't hear anything. But my top 3, it always changes. But it always comes back to Mark Bush. I really enjoy watching. Don't know why that is. Whether that's, I mean, obviously he's a beast, but as well as that, maybe I like to watch Benj move quite a lot, and Yanis Shower's pretty good. But I'm probably missing out some like obvious bangers. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't really be replying to you. They don't know what you're saying. Giles is talking to me about his lengthy hand wash. I've been enjoying washing my hands. I've got the proper tech down now. Mate. It's well good.
Sorry, listeners, that might have sounded really weird. Yeah, I'm wearing Bluetooth headphones, so Kelan could.
I could hear him doing everything.
He could hear everything. My hands are fucked from washing my hands because Sarah's obviously still going to work.
Yeah,
my
parents' hands are raw, like that.
Yeah, like I'm sleeping in the office.
Oh really?
Yeah. Just because, like, only for a few more days longer, I reckon. But because I'm so stupidly like. Just kind of because it does my mental health just to like because I don't want to get it full stop. Yeah. I sort of decided I was going to sleep in the office last week because she was still at school, and then I'm just kind of waiting a few more days until like that like average time of incubation for her, because if she's got it, she'll start showing symptoms soon, basically. Because that's the horrible thing is like you don't know for so long.
I know exactly. It is quite scary.
Some fucking hand cream on. So yeah, we're playing it pretty safe, but obviously, given that we live together, like there's only so much we can do. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But yeah, the favorite athletes thing. It's really hard for me to pick because I've done this so many times and I've uploaded it to my story before as well. Top 3. But I'd say always on the list is Mark Bush. So well done, Mark. I like the way you move.
I would say, I'd agree with you on bench, but also I'd want to put you on that list.
Do you think as in me now compared to back
you
in the day,
like,
it was a spangle? You
of the last like 12 months or whatever.
That's very nice.
But then that's quite. But obviously I love like proper parkour.
Yeah, same.
Not that there's proper parkour, but
no, but like the big stuff. Oh, do you know what? DD's pretty good.
It's so hard to do a top 3.
There's so many good people, and because parkour is so varied, you almost can't. is so hard. You could just pick people from different categories on how they move.
Yeah, and I could easily put Max on that list. I know this shouldn't be Motus, but I like, because I love the way Max's mind works when it comes to like putting lines together, even if they're like parkour based as well.
It's so good, isn't it? It's so calculated.
But yeah, as you said, like Yanis Shower, Mark, Didi, Eric Moore when he's on it.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, there's so many. Callum Powell, obviously, like Max as well from Stora. Top team though, because it was 3 athletes in the top team.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is difficult. Hang on, let me. I'm gonna have.
It's just one top team. Like it's so hard not. It's so hard not to say Stora because at the end of the day they do so much so well. Like,
but if you depending on. Yeah, I
there's
suppose
definitely
if you
times
judge it
where
with how
Stora
well
are not.
they do.
Yeah, there's definitely times where Stora are not my top team. Like, but
if
like
you were
Stora
just
when
thinking about parkour, so if there was no social media and it's favorite
just
team at parkour, because they're still to be honest though they are.
They're still fucking good.
Extremely good. I'm on my favorite parkour playlist right now on YouTube to scroll, just in case I've like saved a team that I'm like actually.
Just parkour.
Because it's hard to not get Stora out of your mind because they upload so much as well. But
just parkour. Oh, that's tricky. I'm now just kind of racking my brain.
Yeah, it's hard because some of the newer teams I forget, because obviously they aren't going to upload as much as Stora.
Like Kipper are killing it at the moment.
I'm liking Kipper, and I'm also liking GFam when they bring out some some videos. But other than that,
like Owl's Gang stand out because they're so unique, but then that's more like Fraser's vision with the videos and stuff, and they don't necessarily train the same way that those videos portray them as. Yeah.
I think there's more. It's more that there's a wide range of people who aren't in teams that I watch. It's very rarely that I'm like a whole team is. I mean, that's again going back to videos, really, isn't it? But Ashigaru are pretty good, but then they're. I'm
there's
not
a lot
saying
of people
they're
in
bad,
Ashigaru.
That's what I mean. There's so many people I couldn't say they're all on my top list because I don't even know half of them. But
yeah, it's hard to like feel like you resonate with them. Yeah,
I do respect Team Fat for their recent upload schedule. So they're pretty good. But
I really like Farang
so
as to where they where Farang are now.
Yeah,
because I feel like they were obviously big. They still are massive, but they were huge and they were like active as like a little unit. And then there was this period where it felt like they were kind of all distant from each other, and it felt a little bit weird. And now I feel like that's almost become the normal Farang, and that they're just like, because they're also divided across the world. Yeah, but they're kind of all collectively like you get they've made it work, which I really like. I
still get the vibe when I see someone like Valtteri, and I'm like, I know. Yeah. Even just watching your Instagram videos, I have the Farang vibe because you're Valtteri. Same with obviously Anand, Jason, Dom, Zen, and so forth. But Fifth Unit are pretty good as well. We're just naming all the teams so that no one gets left out.
Scruffy Boys,
Scruffy Boys,
Breach, just all of them.
But I'm going to easily say Stora are the most respectable, I guess, just for their constant uploads. If that
when Stora are putting out like Thamesmead videos,
their content is changing to be behind the scenes and big videos, I think. Well, now and then, which is really, really cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last time you pissed yourself?
Oh, that's quite an interesting one, actually, because I don't think not fully, but
I
maybe
sharted the other day.
Bit. Did you actually? I'm laughing, but I've done that more times than I've pissed myself.
It's the pills I'm on. So to the listeners, I got prescribed some kind of anti-anxiety, depressive pill things, which, to be completely honest, have given me the worst side effects, to the extent where like basically imagine any symptom of the coronavirus and that's the side effects of these pills. So like I've had hot flushes, I'm sweating so much at night because of them. Dry mouth, which in turn then makes me worry that my throat's getting sore. Diarrhea, that thankfully was a very brief bout.
I'm laughing, but I know it's been a struggle.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know when I last pissed myself.
It's weird that, isn't it? Because I mean, apart from that, you constantly think you're going to piss yourself when we're traveling, but I do need a piss a lot, and there are some times, you get close to a toilet and you're like, oh, and a little bit comes out, and you're like, oh yeah, or if you just, I mean, you know the gooch press, but other than that, sometimes it can go a bit wild afterwards when you're walking off. But
yeah.
I mean, that question can move on to sharting or whatever, or crap.
Well, I remember, there's been times years and years ago where I went through a very brief period where I'd drink, and in the night I'd catch myself about to piss myself, and I'd piss a little bit and then wake up and be like, whoa, what the fuck? I've never fully pissed myself while drunk, thankfully. But that's kind of the closest time I can remember.
George supposedly does. He pisses on his clothes in the night.
And Luke did, didn't he?
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I've ever...
No, that is, I mean, obviously when you're younger, but maybe we're just good. But I probably prefer to piss myself than
shit yourself.
Shit myself, yeah.
Yeah. Very true. Would you come to Morocco? I've been to Morocco. I've been to Morocco a couple of times. In fact, I think I've met the person who asked this question.
What can you recommend? I mean, I'd like to visit as many places
I've only
as
ever been to Marrakesh, and unfortunately it just doesn't deliver that well in terms of parkour spots.
Oh really? Yeah,
it's got a few good ones, but it was nothing. The both times I've been there, it's just been like
yeah.
So
but for travel wise, for it's quite,
if you want a quite
place.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. If you want a close culture shock, in the sense that it's only a few hours away, Marrakesh is insane. The markets and things, very, very intense. Yeah. Very cool place.
Well, I'm down to go wherever, as long as because people ask this sort of question all the time. Would you come here? Please come here and make a video. And obviously that's money to get to places. So everywhere is on our list, but it's just with with money and time.
Off the back of that question, what is the scariest place you've ever been?
I would say it.
I'm assuming this is it's place rather than situation. I think.
Yeah,
because situation
I think place as in maybe a country or a city or something, right?
Yeah.
Scariest place. I mean, I wouldn't say that Flint was scary, but that was very surreal.
Yeah. Flint's a weird one because you feel like you're gonna get mugged at any point because it's very desolate.
One around.
But also there's no one around. Yeah, it's very strange.
And then we went into that because you didn't go into that bar that me and the guys went in, did you? To have a poo.
No,
because that was weird. It's like a ghost town outside. You come in and there's all these American people at the bar. It almost felt like those those film scenarios where the music stops and everyone turns around.
Everyone fucking looks at you. Yeah.
But it wasn't. I think scariest maybe some of the time spent in the desert, maybe because of the realization of wow, there's nothing for miles. But
I've had a few
fear, is it? It's more just
it's
thinking
it's like
in your
being
brain.
in an ocean.
It's a bit of it's like anxiety, but not anxiety because it's not really negative. It's just
it's that possibility of you're in the middle of nowhere and you got no cell reception. What the fuck am I? Phone service. I got no bars.
Bars on my cell phone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that realization. I'm trying to think. I swear I've had a couple of things where I'm like, fuck, we have to get out of here. This is bad. Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, this isn't necessarily the scariest, but this was one of those turn around and walk away very, very fucking quickly. It was me, Kai, and Lynn were in LA, and we were out shooting. This was on the Storm tour, and we kind of had a bit of an afternoon or something, and we were near Hollywood, and we went out shooting kind of B-roll stuff. Yeah, and Kai and Lynn were kind of having a bit of a row. No, hopefully they don't mind me airing that, but they're having a bit of a bicker and walking, I think, behind me or in front of me. I was basically the third wheel and keeping my distance. And we were walking down this road, and I was carrying the FS700 with the big monitor on it. So big old expensive looking thing. Mm-hmm. We kept walking, and slowly the area around us just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I was kind of
you weren't near Skid Row, were you?
we were on Skid Row, and we'd literally walked. Before we knew it, we'd walked half of Skid Row's length, because that's where we were trying to get to the river, the LA River. Yeah. So that's what we were doing. Jesus. Yeah. So we just kind of went, it's straight down this road, and just started walking. And I think because I was just like trying not to pay attention to Kai and Lynn, and they were busy doing their thing, none of us seemed to really realize that just suddenly we were just surrounded by, homeless people basically, but like, and like I'm sure
tents and stuff and loads
and lots of sketchy people.
Well, yeah. Did you get out all right?
Yeah, we just turned around and started walking. We were like, yeah, fuck this. Like, and none of them were threatening or anything, and I'm sure none, like, it's one of those things you don't want to start saying that a fucking homeless person's going to mug you, but...
No, but there's just, especially in a place like that, there has been loads of accounts of, like, things happening. And
I'm trying
stuff.
to think. I'm sure I've had worse
Well,
ones.
that reminded me of Vancouver. I really don't like being in the downtown area where there's loads of... Because it's so crazy how good it is up where the gym is compared to downtown. The whole place... Not the whole place, but I guess that area where all of them are, I just feel so on edge the whole time.
Yeah.
That's probably that's on my list. It's the worst place of me being, just because of needles as well. You know that there's just needles everywhere.
Yeah, that freaks me out.
But then there's like Lynn Canyon and stuff, so it's a beautiful place in Vancouver itself. But,
when we were in Egypt, we went out one evening with some of the locals, and they'd like organised a bit of like a sort of tour for us to go and do some different activities, and went to a couple of like market shops that it felt like they kind of privately, they were like, oh, let's let these guys in, and then like close the shop and stuff. But this guy was like following us around, this kind of older guy, and he was sort of with us the entire time. And eventually I think like Jenks or someone was like, who are you? What are you doing? He was like, oh, I'm a policeman. I'm protecting you. And he had a fucking gun on him, like, and I don't know who he was, like if he was a friend of one of the guys who'd kind of organised the thing, and I don't know where we were. I don't know if we were actually at risk, but he just kind of stood by us for the most of the evening. Which
imagine if he just wasn't a police officer.
Yeah.
That'd be so weird. He's like, yeah, I'm a police officer, but he hadn't decided yet if he wanted to mug you or not. He's just like...
Yeah, I feel like I've had more scary situations than
places. Yeah. Cool.
Here's a good one. Worst experience on a parkour trip.
It's hard to... For the Love Movement years ago when I got stupidly ill was definitely my worst ever.
Yeah.
But that's a jam, but it's still a trip. That put me off for the Love Movement for quite a while, actually. I just got anxiety every time I booked my flights. Yeah. That's the most ill I've ever been, and that's the only thing I can relate to the coronavirus at the moment is like that sense of being ill. Because that was not good. That was fever and feeling like I was dying. It was not nice.
I feel like everyone has a threshold of how ill they've been in the past, and they're like, fuck, I hope it isn't that bad, or is it going to be worse, kind of thing.
And some people can just have it and not feel that bad, you know.
I know, that's the crazy thing. Yeah,
but that would be mine for sure.
Mine, I don't know. Mine, there was one time on a trip in Belgium where they'd organised a jam and they provided no sleeping accommodation, and then told us we had to sleep in tents, and we had to go out into this cow field and make the tents ourselves, and the ground was so hard and covered in like old cow shit, and it was like concrete ground.
I think
we had no sleeping bags.
That's horrible.
It was September and it got fucking cold at night, and me and Kai, I actually in the gym found like, you know, those like Asda sleeping bag, like George's one that costs like £3.
Oh yeah.
Imagine one of those, and you've used it for like, I don't know, stacking shit inside for a couple of years, and it's got like holes, and it's just like, it's basically a fucked up old sheet. So I found that, and I was like, oh, it's something. Me and Kai literally spooned the entire night, like shivering, listening. We couldn't sleep, and we listened to like a Terry Pratchett audiobook, I think, and just lay there just trying to sleep, and it was so cold, and all the Latvians were there,
nasty.
Like Slava and people, and they just got up and like trained in the night because it was so fucking cold.
Really? Of course they did.
And they just like went out and just were doing curb jumps. But that was pretty savage.
Oh man.
Favorite thing to cook when drunk?
Oh, what?
I mean, pizza's so fucking easy, isn't it?
That's such an interesting question. I'm quite surprised about these questions.
I try and do most of my cooking before I get drunk.
Yeah, same. Whenever I've been around your house and we have a beer, it'd be like, get all the food done, eat it, and then you buy snacks for when you're drunk, because if you're cooking while drunk, it's dangerous.
Yeah, I don't really cook. Like, maybe like throw in some like chicken nuggets or something, like the corn chicken nuggets
in a wrap.
Yeah, like something easy like that, but never like cooking.
I'd say, I don't know, around yours it's always different, because I'm like, what can I find? But also I don't really get extremely hungry drunk. But maybe making like some toast, something sick, because that's simple.
Yeah, you guys eat a lot of toast late at night. Like, me and Sarah go to bed and then just like come down in the morning, there's crumbs fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so pissed the other day after you guys left.
Why?
And I went to, I bought that Marmite peanut butter. So it's Marmite infused peanut butter. And I'd literally had, I think, 2 or 3 teaspoons worth to like test it.
That wasn't Max's?
And I'd never spread it on anything. And I fucking,
and was it gone?
Guys, it was gone. There was literally like another.
Way.
I opened the pot and I was like, you motherfuckers.
That's interesting. That I thought that was Max's, but I only had one.
I think it was Max.
Go at that.
Like,
Max he loved that. I thought that's why I thought he bought it. He was like, "Have you tried this? This is insane." I have it at my house, but I don't really use it.
I rarely get annoyed about stuff like getting eaten in the house, and then I was just like.
To be honest, though, a lot of the times I've drank pretty much all of the milk, but I'm so used to it because we have tea. I know you guys don't have like proper tea usually, or milk in your coffees, so I sometimes leave a little bit of milk left because I'm thinking in tea brain, and then because it's in the fridge, Sarah will obviously
goes to make cereal.
and pours half of it in her bowl, and then it's like, great.
Yeah.
I can't eat cereal now, so.
Yeah. Oh dear.
But that's funny.
Biggest inspiration?
In general?
Apparently, yeah, that's all it says. 2 words.
I don't know, but I think probably... This is hard, like inspiration overall. I think, well, to be as vague as possible, I think the biggest inspiration is people who promote just being yourself. And that sounds so stupid, but not, because sometimes I worry about what people, well, all the time, don't we all worry about what people think about us? But kind of letting go of that when you get inspired by someone who doesn't think about that is the most inspiring thing. That sounds confusing, but you know what I mean, don't you? It's interesting actually. It makes me want to work like on anything I want to work on, because I'm like, nothing's dumb, I want to do this.
I feel like I have, as I've got older, started to care less about what people think of, like, let's say me. Like, definitely there's actions I will take, or like things that I will want to do, but I don't care about what people think about like my appearance and things like that anymore.
Neither do I.
Whereas I think when you're younger, I used to.
Yeah. But I think after going bald, that was a big, like, I don't care about what people think about my look anymore. But I think it's actions for sure. For example, playing Minecraft a lot and then filming it. That something as simple as that doesn't really change my day, but because I'm going to do it anyway. That sort of thing. I want to feel comfy in whatever I do. But luckily, that's not too much of a problem anyway.
Yeah. I bought a mouse the other day, by the way.
Bought a mouse? What, so you always have one
for
at
my
your house?
computer. For my computer.
Oh my god!
In case I want to start playing Minecraft.
Yes, that's a good idea. Also,
but I haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, it's a bit of a. You'll find yourself downloading it at some point, but
that was just when I was like, you know, things got bad in my head when I messaged you and was like, Kelan, how do I get Minecraft?
Yeah, I know, it's so funny. You know,
that was the lowest of my lows.
Yeah, the server I've got, it's ridiculous. It's got Jordan on it. It's got Sam Sutherland on it. It's got Jack Milnes on it.
Amazing.
There's no one on the server that doesn't do parkour. It's just all
amazing.
There's nearly 10 people. It's ridiculous. But yeah.
I'm getting. You know how you just spent 400 quid on a TV or whatever and an Xbox. Oh, yeah. Do you want to spend 60 quid more and get Shikari tickets?
When is it?
Not till like November. I'm getting fucking
I'm down.
Texts on my phone saying it's November 14th.
For people listening to that, it's not like you're making me buy the tickets. We try to rotate, but usually it just ends up being Giles buying the tickets for gigs, And I just go, yeah, I'll buy the next ones. Sure.
I mean, if you don't buy them, basically, I'm going to buy them in about a couple of days, I guess. So we can, yeah. But either way, they're going to get snapped up.
I got that. I mean, if I have to, I'm not spending any money at the moment, but I did buy. Well, I am spending money, but not on living essentials because I'm at home.
Yeah.
So I did drop money on Amazon Prime as well. So
nice.
I don't have much money left, but I might take out, because I get paid soon. I might take out the money that I have from March money and then refill it, because when I get paid.
Yeah.
So that's basically using your money there.
Very true.
But
I'm prepared to buy them if you don't. But
we'll figure it out.
Giles, what was it like working on RCA with Stora? Hard fucking graft, inspiring, incredibly fun, also incredibly stressful and terrifying. Kind of all range of emotions. I mean, there were literally days where I was like, I don't know if I want to fly home or not, because I was so freaked out by police in Hong Kong and stuff. And then also days where I was like, I remember literally at the end of it, I was like so thankful, and also like, fuck, I should have like pushed myself harder. And
did you also feel so proud of yourself? Surely you did.
I mean, that vibe at the end of the film on the roof is captured so well. Like, it literally
really felt
that's
like that.
literally how it felt. Like, it was just like, oh shit. I mean, we got on that fucking plane at the start, and I don't know who it was at the very start I was in the airport with, and like, it kind of, you didn't know. There was a chance that someone might not come back, because we didn't know what was going to happen. Like, and that obviously could happen with any trip. But when you were like, oh, let's go to Asia for a month and a half, and literally plan to do really high up stuff, it was like a daunting thing.
Yeah, and also a lot of you didn't really know exactly what you were doing. It was like, what?
No one did. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like? And it turned out so incredible. It was one of the. I think it still is one of the most groundbreaking things in parkour.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Of every level of it, but we need to do something like that. With obviously we're doing Soul Destroyer, but not it's necessarily high up. Yeah, not necessarily on skyscrapers, but something that pushes us all, I think, mentally. But Stora have been together for years, so for them, they're all kind of, I feel like they're switched on, and not that we are not switched on as Motus, but it's still, how many years has it existed for? Like,
in terms of athletes, like 3, I think.
Yeah, and some of them aren't, like Jordan hasn't been on for that long, but we're all best friends, but to get to that workforce level that Stora have, it doesn't just come overnight. So
no, yeah, of course.
That's why I like. Yeah,
and I feel like at the end of Europe, we were at a really good place in terms of like how we were working, and it's just like maintaining that.
Definitely, we can click into that work mode. Yeah, and it is so fun when it starts happening like that. Oh yeah, it's the best.
Favorite movie.
Oh,
that's so hard.
It'd be easy to just say Interstellar, but I don't think that is right, because
it's weird. Like, I love Interstellar and I love Inception, and
there's so many that you like, and there's so many different. It's like saying what's your favorite parkour athlete, because there's so many different types.
Yeah,
but definitely the movies that I like. Not saying some movies are worse than. Well, there is some movies that are worse than others, but the ones that really make you think and turn around when you least expect it are obviously going to be on my top list. But you've shown me some good movies.
Yeah, fuck, I'm just trying to think. Like, I like the ones that just leave you a bit like, holy shit.
I enjoyed the one
Snowpiercer.
I nearly said Icebreaker. Snowpiercer.
That is very good.
That was brilliant. Didn't know what I was getting into there. I did like Shutter Island. That one was
Shutter Island.
One of my most
1975 is definitely up there. Not 1975.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
1917.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
I watched that
definitely
twice.
up there. Yeah, same.
Yeah, in the cinemas as well. That was twice in the cinema.
Yeah. I love things like The Prestige, but I also love stuff like The Big Short. I've watched that so many times.
Yeah, that wasn't a movie I appreciated until I had to watch it with you, but I had to accept that I'm going to be asking you questions, so I understood it, and after that the movie was so much better. Do you reckon The Big Short is something that could happen in this situation, like that? What happened there?
I mean, we are basically, we've the world has pretty much just been put into a recession because of this. Yeah, it depends on how long it takes to get out of it, but it's a very different style of recession because that was caused by all the kind of everything that happens or happened. But yeah, we'll fucking see. Like, I mean, it's crazy.
For sure. I haven't seen the movie Pulp Fiction that everyone says is pretty good.
I've seen it once. I don't really remember being that wowed by it.
Fair enough. So that.
But I don't like. I've like the big gangster films. I've just never really been into.
Oh, is it a gangster film? Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Not
necessarily, but like that genre of just kind of like American cops and gangsters and like Scarface, things like that. Like.
Yeah. What about is Monty Python's their movies? Are they?
Oh, I mean they're exceptional, but
yeah, exactly. I mean they're not something that makes
forever
you think.
By Josh Dowie.
Oh really? I haven't watched. I've only watched like different clips from Monty Python, even though we.
Wait, you've never seen?
My dad. No, my dad's obsessed with it, but I still haven't.
Fucking hell, you're in quarantine. Holy Grail, Life of Brian, and fuck.
I know there's another one.
The other one is there's 3 of them that are banging.
That's funny.
Best
but
moment.
We have to pick one. You have to pick one movie. You can't move on.
I know we keep getting away from the questions being like.
Yeah, that just even if it isn't your all-time favorite, but maybe right now. I mean, you could easily say 1917, but that's just because it's new and just come out.
I watched The Prestige like the other week, and I still love it. But I watched it with somebody who didn't seem to like it as much, and it kind of made me question whether or not I liked it as much, which is weird.
Oh, that
I do really like that
to
film.
Me all the time.
Yeah,
with anything,
you're, like,
you're with someone who doesn't like what you're watching or doing, and then you're like, ooh.
But also, I love like there's so many dumb films I love, like just like Crazy Stupid Love, amazing chick flick. It's not a chick flick, but it's just fucking amazing.
I have not
film.
watched
like,
that. I have not watched.
It's an amazing film. Like there's films like that I think are just such like they're just entertainment.
There's obviously The Beach, which I really enjoyed. Have you watched Source Code? Source Code?
Yeah, that's Source Code. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also really good. Shawshank Redemption. Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, that's obviously classic.
Maybe we'll have to move on from this question.
Yeah.
But
fuck off.
But movies.
Best moment during Spit. As in best moment in the America tour.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
That's so hard.
That is really hard. The whole thing was so good. A lot of the desert stuff was really good. I wish that in my mind now I could relive that, but also I always think I took that for granted, but at the same time, because I wasn't thinking anything on that trip, maybe I didn't take it for granted. I was just living it. But
the desert stuff is so like easy to remember because it looked so beautiful and it like the vibe was so good, whereas like the city stuff is. But I think there were a lot of really good city moments as well.
Yeah. I think the best moment ever was probably when we went out for like afternoon or nighttime climbs, like just as the sun was going down, I think.
Yeah.
That was pretty good because Robbie's really confident with it and he was helping me out. You came with some of them.
Yeah, watching Robbie see a shooting star was like, things like that are really weirdly like poignant.
Yes. That was really good. I forgot about that.
Like all of us collectively, and they were fucking crazy shooting stars as well. And then like the sunrise and stuff that you fucking missed. But yeah,
I know. That's so funny. There's so many good things. What about for you? Is there any like thing that is the most standout?
I think it is like Robbie, and then I think I love that trip because I got to spend a lot of time with like Sarah, and I could also see that Sarah was really enjoying the fact that like I'd been able to take her on a trip like that. Yeah, for sure. So that there were a lot of times where I was just like happy to see her happy kind of thing. Yeah, which was nice. And also, I mean, all of you guys, like there are probably even times in the van that just felt fucking great because it was like, look at what we're doing. Well, because we spent so much time in that van, and there were so many awfully long journeys that it feels like somehow the van feels good. Yeah, it feels like you want to go back in it because of all that time, but you don't really deep down. But I think that's what stands out, was putting ourselves through that in the van was brilliant. Yeah.
Nice.
Recommend a good book.
I mean, I haven't finished a lot of books in my time, but the only one I've finished and I've really enjoyed is the one that Max told me to read, which was The Alchemist, just because it makes you think about. I don't know. I think it's just got a lot of good things that you probably already know morally, but reinforces it in a good story, and is quite like spiritual in the same way, which is nice. But it's nothing major, because some people, I think I've spoken to Callum Powell about it, because he obviously reads quite a lot. It's quite a small book, and maybe to him it didn't really hit the spot. But I mean, I need to read more. I know you've read probably a lot more than me, but
yeah, I mean, I've read a lot, and a lot of what I read really varies. Sorry, I'm just Googling a book that I read a while ago that literally just kept me.
I mean, you read a lot about you read a lot of non-fiction that is helpful for your scenario, right? Like with business.
I mean, nowadays, unfortunately, I've turned into one of those people who reads fucking boring books. Like, I've got a stack of them in my office that I need to get through.
They're very helpful.
Like Simon Sinek does like Leaders Eat Last and The Infinite Game and stuff like that. But I don't know, like the books I truly enjoy are non-fiction or fiction, or whatever the term is. Like it's so crazy, because when I do read, like, is it fiction or non-fiction? I'm so shit with that term.
So non-fiction is real and fiction is made up.
Like, it should just be fact and fiction. Then that's like,
fact and fiction, yeah.
Yeah, so when I read fiction, I don't really care that much. I just want like a story. Like, I'm quite easy. Yeah. So to like get involved in. But there was I read this book called Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, and it's just this like kid that goes missing and the story about that. But fuck me, I started reading it at like 8 p.m. or something, and I literally didn't sleep. I read it all the way through the night, and I finished it at like 4 a.m. or something like that. 4 or 5 a.m.
Really?
Yeah, and just
no, you have told me this. That's so funny.
I've never done that in my life, and in that moment, like when I finally finished it, and it was a fucking good book, I was just like, wow, that is actually a thing. Like, because you always see like people like, I couldn't put it down, and I just was so in it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know. I read like a lot of, and Then She Was Gone, I think I said.
Right.
Yeah, Then She Was Gone. I read a lot of like crime, things like that kind of stuff.
I like I'd say I like them. I've never finished one, but now and then opening like a philosophy book or something.
Yeah,
something that has a bit more like depth to the universe and whatnot. But other than that, I haven't finished. I need to read more.
Fucking hell, I've realised we've got a lot of questions, and this is already going on, so let's try and smack through some.
I don't even know how long we've been going for.
An hour and 14. You are recording, right?
Oh, I'm recording. It just says bar and beat instead of...
oh, you didn't...
recording.
Okay. You did turn off the metronome, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, of course. That was really annoying me. I was doing tests, and it was just showing...
So from Aaron Halcrow, would you rather have sex with a goat, but no one knows about it, or not have sex with a goat, but everyone believes you've had sex with a goat?
Oh my god, that is such a good question.
That's the best question, to be honest.
How have they done that? How have they thought of that? Okay. Oh my gosh. Putting yourself.
Would you rather have sex with a goat, or would you rather not, but everyone thinks you did? That's so fucked,
sounds
isn't it?
So stupid, but I reckon not, and everyone thinks you did, because that would be less.
But then everyone in the world, everyone you fucking walk past is looking at you like that's the guy who fucked a goat, and no matter what you say, they're not going to think it.
Dude, yeah, I forgot about that. But then
I'd probably just bang the goat.
Yeah, but then if no one knows about that, it's like on your conscience forever.
Yeah, but I mean, if no one's going to know about it, just make sure the goat enjoys it. Or like, be nice. Like, if no one's gonna know about it, but it has to happen. Yeah. And you know there's like a promise. You just do it nicely, so you don't feel bad.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, as well as that, if you chose to not, and everyone believes it, I reckon you'd turn mentally insane and believe it yourself.
Yeah. I don't think you'd last. Whereas I think if I had an intimate moment with a goat and no one knew about it, I wouldn't have to tell anyone.
Oh, who asked that question?
Aaron from Scotland. How crow?
Right. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Brilliant question.
Ooh. At what point did you realise your talent was actually worth pursuing? I don't think you do realise. I think you just go, oh, I enjoy this and I'm going to continue doing it. And then because I enjoy it and maybe there's a chance I can turn it into something. I think you got to look at the enjoyment.
I think, to be honest, because, I mean, I've been, I guess because we're inside so much, but I've been struggling with trying to get myself amped up to train like I used to. Like, I still enjoy training so much, but you know when you first start training, that enjoyment is literally only for the pleasure of training. I wanted to get that back, but I think it was after when one of my clips blew up on Lad Bible. I think that was when I did realise that there's something I could do with doing parkour, because that's when I started getting like proper work.
Yeah, I guess like it's weird because you don't want to encourage people to like not try until they've got like a viral, or like you shouldn't push for virality, but I think that's it's a nice like, oh, okay, that helped me.
Exactly. But then ever since that, I think I dig myself in a hole by just thinking about the content at the end of it rather than the movement in between. But I noticed that, so it's not like completely negative.
Yeah.
But
speaking of talent, check this out. Oh fuck.
You've got your guitar.
Oh no, I fucked it.
That's hilarious.
Can you even hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. What is it? I recognise it.
It's Harry Potter. Let me try again.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no, I'm rushing.
What do you mean? That sounds right.
No, it's not right. Just wait.
What?
And then it
That's
continues.
So good.
And it goes.
Oh my god, it does.
Oh, I fucked it. But yeah, that's my little fuck around. But
have you learnt a lot of different things?
No, I've basically just been picking up the guitar and trying to play more and more of Harry Potter, but I've never actually listened. Since trying to learn it, I haven't played the song. I've just whistling bits and going like, because there's that bit that goes like da, 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 da. So now I've learned that. Wow. And I'm just piecing it all together, and I'll just play and then I put it down.
How have you learnt that then? Just
by like listening to what it sounds like and then trying.
Oh, seriously?
It's really fun.
Wait, so you didn't look up a tutorial or anything?
No. I'm literally just listening. I'm whistling it and then going da 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 and working it out.
Well, that's impressive. That's what you said you wish you could have done when you first got a guitar. You was like, that's the type of thing I wish I could do.
But the problem is I keep trying to learn other things, but I just go back to Harry Potter because it's fun.
That's what it's all about though, really, isn't it?
All right, let's keep pushing through.
Yeah.
Anan, stuck on an island, who do you eat first? I'm assuming this is out of Motus.
I
feel like I'm the one getting eaten, to be honest.
Why?
And I'll tell you, because I thought about this when I saw the thing. Well, so you don't want to eat George because his diet is terrible, so he's not going to taste good. He's going to be all salty and bad.
Yeah.
Jordan's too lean. Johnston's too lean. No, Luke. I'd eat Luke because he's got fucking juicy legs and arse. That sounds weird as hell, but he's like Luke's quite thick,
hairy
isn't he?
Beast.
He is hairy, but you'd burn that off. You'd singe it off.
Yeah, but surely you want a lot of muscle. I reckon Johnston is quite a clean meal there.
True.
Person. But yeah, I don't know.
I just don't know how much
terrible meal. To be honest.
Oh, Mark's would be pretty good, maybe. But his diet's not. His diet can fluctuate.
Amazing, is it?
I thought it might be me just because
amazing.
Yeah, true. Because I was thinking me because I'm a bit stodgy, but then actually that's more fat than. Whereas it's muscle. It's what you want to eat is muscle. Yeah, all right. It's Luke and Johnston, I'd say. You want the sort of the thick, muscly people. You wouldn't want Max. There's nothing on him. Same with Robbie.
Isn't. I mean, we could offer different parts of each of our bodies, to be honest.
Well, I think the idea is that you kill one first and you kind of work your way through them. Maybe I'd go. I'd go last, maybe.
Share. You could go.
No one wants that white shit on the edge of the bacon.
Or we could just have coconuts. Surely there's coconuts on that.
True.
Island.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Most of us are vegetarian. We're chilling.
Yeah, we're so chilling.
Yeah.
Nice question.
That was from Anan.
Yeah.
Did the coronavirus start when Max sucked on the GoPro that was in Eric's arse?
Yep. No. Actually, it started when he slid it
on the toilet.
The floor.
Yeah. I thought exactly the same thing.
I thought that was what the question was going to be.
If you go watch the UK tour videos, I don't know which one it is, but they slide a GoPro in between toilet cubicles while a couple of the guys are shitting, and Max just picks it up and just puts it straight in his mouth, and it's the most revolting thing I've ever seen in my life.
I don't think he meant it. I think he completely just
didn't think.
did it. Yeah.
Like, that's worse than Eric's arse, because Eric's arse is like, if he's had a shower, and it's not actually touching his butthole, like
it's just between the cheeks.
Yeah, whereas that was like piss and whatever else on the floor. Like, I'm so amazed he didn't get ill from that.
Yeah, I mean, he has got I think because he's done so many things like that, like he puts, not exactly dirty, but he eats sand. He doesn't swallow it, but he'll do that.
He does a lot of weird things.
So I reckon his immune system is probably stupidly strong. But yeah, nice.
Speaking of eating weird things, what is the weirdest thing you found Darwin eating or doing? And I will tell you, I once found him on a walk. He ran back a bit and sort of buried his head into like this like ditch, started guzzling something, and I was like, fuck, he's eating something, because I always look out in case he's eating chocolate or dead animals and things. And it was a human poo.
Oh,
it was like
no.
A very much yellowy, big, steaming fucking lump, like pile of human shit. Very clearly human shit, because there was tissue paper and stuff.
And he ate it.
And he was guzzling it. And then like I pulled him away and was just absolutely revolted, and it was all around his mouth, and he was like licking his lips.
Oh,
and it was all, like his tongue was all yellow, and I was just like, oh my fucking God.
Like, how do you clean that?
Well, you just kind of I just gave him loads of water, and like, there's nothing you could do. And now it's like he'll lick me and things. You don't think about it, but at some stage that was eating poo, human poo.
Oh my God, that's just dogs though, isn't it? Like like, what did he think that was? He just
a fucking wicked treat, yeah.
Oh,
flavoursome.
But that's just dogs, isn't it? I mean, I was going to say the weirdest thing he's done, not eaten, is the collateral of he walked into the living room to see Max. I think it was just Max, and he had that knife in his mouth, like the sharpest knife, and it was
that's not even that rare, is it?
Yeah, I know, and it was he was holding it by the handle, and then what was it? The same week you found a knife in his bed.
Yeah.
So he's just planning a murder, but he doesn't know when.
And
when
the gas.
Attack.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And the
gas he's done now 3 times.
Jesus.
Crazy.
I do miss him. I hope he still remembers me.
He will, of course. He's loving life because obviously we're here so much.
Yeah.
So many questions. Any unintentionally gay moments?
Yeah, there's probably loads of them on the tours.
There's a lot of stuff that Johnston gets involved in that if you looked at from the outside, you'd be like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, yeah, he loves to get close to people naked.
I swear he was in the showers with you and Max once, and you're all naked, and he was like whipping you.
Oh, yeah, he did that as well. That was at For Love Movie. I barely knew him then. He loves it, though. But the thing is, he's so confident within it that it's not weird. It is weird, but, you just got to laugh.
Johnston is.
It's the way, you've got to treat it like a problem. It's the way he is. You can't change him.
Yeah, I try and avoid all that stuff because of the age gap. Although the time I walked when we were in New York and got into Robbie's bed. Wait, you were in that bed as well, right?
I didn't even notice. I was top.
Yeah, you were on the other side of the bed. Yeah, top and tail.
I was doing top and tail. Yeah, so
I literally got in and was sleeping next to Robbie, and Robbie just assumed I'd had a fight with Sarah, so just moved over and let me in. And then like half an hour later, I woke up and was like, "Where the fuck am I?"
Bless him. Bless
so
Robbie
weird.
For like just saying it's okay. Come and look.
You just let me get in bed. So
Wow.
funny.
But I wonder what you did to do
It's
that.
always going to the toilet. What happens is
no, but I mean, like, what did you? For Robbie to see you, did you just blank him, not say anything, and probably just
started trying to like pull the covers off and get into bed. It's literally I get up.
I mean, if I saw that, I'd be like, I'd kind of know already. I mean, I guess because I know you even more than Robbie does, but
yeah.
That's so funny. But yeah, you just get up to go to a piss.
I apparently just get up and while sleeping will piss, and then just walk back and just get into bed. And I've done it a few times now where I've either walked into the wrong bathroom. Like once at my old mate's house in Spain, his grandparents had a bathroom in like in their bedroom in a separate part of the apartment, and I like got out, and we had a bathroom next to where we were sleeping, and I walked out of the bedroom and obviously like walked further, went into their bedroom and then into their bathroom, and I only woke up when I had finished pissing, and I basically woke up standing in the bathroom hearing his grandparents being like, hello.
Oh no.
Like, i.e., why the fuck is someone, and I was like, oh, what the fuck. Like,
no.
Yeah.
That's so horrible. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh. I almost am jealous of those experiences because
they always scare me because I worry that I like might have done something. Like one time I sleepwalked at Reading Festival and went like into my mate's tent where it was just him and his girlfriend, and they weren't up to anything, but apparently I just like stuck my head in and started trying to come into the tent, and they were like, Giles, what are you doing? And apparently I was like, and then just like walked off. And I woke up in the tent in the morning, but I don't know if I like wandered around for half an hour and got fucking abused by festival goers. Like I have no idea.
You could have.
Yeah, just
That's
no
so
idea.
Interesting. I wonder if we've ever encountered like sleepwalking people at communal events that just look like they're people messing around.
I sleepwalked to For the Love Movement once. I found all my clothes in the fucking changing room. Yeah, I was sleeping on a mat. I was sleeping on a mat with Eric Moore out in the middle of the hall, and I think I got up to go for a piss, and I was awake, and I came back, and all my like clothes, my sleeping bag was there, but I had all my clothes that I'd like taken off and I was using them as a pillow.
Yeah.
And nothing was there, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I wandered around, and I can only, unless I got like pranked, but for some reason I'm pretty certain I had sleepwalked. There was something that like told me that I had, but basically what I think I'd done earlier in the night is sleepwalk to go for a piss, and just taken all of my shit and just put it in the showers, like next to the toilet, and just put it all on the floor in there.
Funny.
I just found it all in the house.
It's weird how sleepwalking does that, like just little things like that. So there must be so many times when people have sleepwalked, especially you, and there's no evidence of it, so you don't know that you've done it. Yeah,
for sure. Like definitely.
You know, times when Sarah's not in or something, and yeah. Weird.
Who pees in public the most? I think it's pretty balanced.
Actually, yeah, it's all balanced. I mean,
I need to piss a lot. I always feel bad pissing in public, especially in like people's estates, because I just like.
So do I.
I don't want an old lady looking out and be like, we're already looking like we're causing a nuisance. I don't want to be that guy who's like pissing on somebody's wall.
Might be a bit of a assumption, but I reckon Max would be on that high list just because he's quite carefree.
Yeah.
Even though we all do it, it's like
probably
he probably does it a lot if there was a tally.
Oh, here's a good one. Kelan, do you ever get embarrassed of weird clips like in the gas station and spitting in the wind?
Do you know what? I actually don't think I do. Do you know what? I get embarrassed mostly by the house tour in New York. That's the only thing that's embarrassing. Yeah, which is really weird. I think it's because that was an act, whereas the others were not an act. That was just like
unfortunately just how you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was
No, I think that's good. I think that's better. Like it's like that's you just having fun and being real.
Yeah.
Whereas the other thing was an act, so you can like critique it almost.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, what was I thinking? Whereas in the gas station, I wasn't thinking. that legit. I mean, if people know how we were feeling, then well, you guys were keeping it sane. We weren't. But
yeah.
That's funny.
Losing minds. All right, I'm having to skip some because we've got so many.
Yeah.
Would you ever do a highlight video like a group of younger kids or athletes from one country? And if you did, would you do a submission or just pick people you know? That's kind of
sounds
different.
Like they want something very specific.
Yeah. I mean, it just like I feel like we. I really like the 60 with things that we have tried to do in the past. And I'd love it if Motus had money, like a budget. I'd be commissioning them. Like to feature up and coming athletes and give them like a little spotlight.
Yeah,
I'd love to do more of that.
That would be really cool. That'd be
I
really
think that
cool.
answers the question. Who gets on my nerves the most?
I'm gonna sneeze. Oh no!
Oh! I did the weirdest sneeze last night. Right, it was like I just did the first half. I went and then just stopped, and it was so loud, like it built up, and I kind of went like and just went and then it just didn't go in. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
oh, people must have heard that. That must have been so weird.
Strange.
Oh.
Who gets on my nerves the most? I think everyone can do.
Surely it's when a collective builds. Maybe me when it's a collection of me and Max. I reckon we can.
Yeah, and it really fluctuates because, like, I mean, George can get, like, if I'm trying to concentrate and George is talking, and George loves to talk and he talks quite loudly. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I can find myself being like that, and then like you guys can get on my nerves. Like Johnston can get on my nerves when he doesn't like charge batteries and things,
and he doesn't put things back in your kitchen.
Yeah, I think it's. But that no one more than anyone else really, like.
No, yeah, I think it's all. Well, who doesn't annoy you ever? Who's never annoyed you?
I mean, Jordan's newest, and he kind of has done the least, I think, because he's still in that like. He's trying to please everyone still. He's being the nice guy.
I've been spending a lot. Well, not a lot of time with him, but we're all on a Discord, so I've been talking
in Minecraft.
Yep.
I've been spending a lot of virtual time with him.
Virtual world.
Yeah, he's probably the least, but only because he's the nice guy right now. Wait till he comes out of his shell a bit more.
Yeah, we could find something that's horrible.
Yeah.
About him.
No, we should probably wrap this up because it's an hour and a half. So we're going to finish with Travis.
An hour and a half? No way.
This is an hour and a half. We'll finish with Travis Verkey's question, which is name one album that you can listen to, and no matter how much you listen to it, it will never get old. That is so fucking hard. I've been thinking about this since you fucking put it in.
It's going to spark a music conversation.
I know.
Well, because I'm on my own computer, I can just like look at what I've been listening to easily.
But it's like we're talking albums that you will always and can always return to.
That's that. Or can always return to.
Yeah, it's like it will never get old, and it's like one that you can listen to from start to finish.
Something I always come back to and I listen from start to finish is either All Our Gods Have Abandoned Us.
Yeah, that's definitely one.
Yeah, or I mean their newest album I do, but I think it's because I listened to that so much when it first came out that it's nice to go back. I mean,
they're probably on an equal plane for me at the moment. Like I can do if I'm gonna listen to a bit of Architects, it'll be one of those albums, probably from start to finish. Yeah, I mean, like it's so good as the start to finish.
I mean, last time I was at work, I did listen to both full in.
Oh, really?
that was good. I think it's because Architects. Because All Our Gods Have Abandoned Us has Memento Mori at the end, so that like finishes it off so nice. It's like you're working up to that. But that on the heavy side, and if not, then The Orb or something I always go back to.
I got those two Architects ones. I'd say Enshikari Take to the Skies and Enshikari The Minesweep are two albums that like are solidified for me.
Yeah. Definitely.
Fuck, there's so many. It's interesting actually. There's a lot of like older things that have obviously stood the test of time. Like, I mean, Kanye West's first album, College Dropout. That, if I'm going to put that on, that'll be a start to finish. That'll be like, I'm in a car journey and I'm like, cool, I'm going to go somewhere and it's an hour or whatever. That'll be the album from start to finish.
Sick.
Fuck. There's a lot. Like The Streets, Grand Don't Come for Free. That's a good one from start to finish. Because that tells it, like, it's albums that tell stories as well.
Yeah.
So you can kind of get, like, you get the full experience going all the way through.
That's so true.
What else? I don't know. We should talk about music briefly because somebody said like we haven't done a music minute in ages, and we shouldn't do a music minute. But
I don't think we should do the thing is, I love music minute from an outsider's perspective, but it is the most. I find it scary because I want to say good things about what I've listened to, and you struggle with it. But I do want to know what you've been listening to recently.
So, Polaris' new album. A lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That is very good, isn't it?
Loathes album too much, even though it's so obnoxiously heavy.
What is it? What is their new? I mean, I'm going on Spotify now. I might save their new album.
I let it in and took everything.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's the album, and it's obnoxiously heavy. Like,
yeah, but I kind of like their style of.
Yeah, I feel like a few years ago I wouldn't have been able to like appreciate music like that, and I've just twisted into this like person who can. Nova Twins, a little bit. We obviously saw them at 2020. They got an album out. Foxtrot have just dropped a new song. Jamie Lenman's just dropped a new song. Jack Garrett, he's got new stuff coming out. I fucking love that. Oh, Can't Swim. Been listening to a lot of Can't Swim.
I don't think I know Can't Swim.
Can't Swim are that one who did the EP with Drew from Stray.
Oh, yeah, I always forget about that.
And Frank Carter and that lot. Mm-hmm. And then basically I've been listening to a lot of the new Shikari songs.
Yeah, so what were you saying about Reprise Free?
The what?
I swear you messaged me about Reprise Free.
That video I sent you is they've done a trailer for their live shows, and it has a section of Reprise 3 which is like a interlude, but it's the "And Still We Will Be Here Standing Like Statues" thing.
Oh, that's so exciting. That is very exciting.
I'm every time Shikari are like on the build up to releasing an album I turn, it like solidifies the fanboy in me. Mm-hmm. So I'm going into that because it's April 17th, I think. So
that's sick. You know what?
I'm very excited.
It was really funny the other day. So my brother bought. Do you know? Have you seen? It's been everywhere on billboards and stuff. There's a game called Doom. Have you seen it? It just says Doom.
Yeah. Doom's old school.
Yeah, it is. So they've got a new Doom that's come out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something that I was gravitating towards, but my brother has got it and he's been playing it loads. There's a lot of like metal like songs on it, so I decided to have a
Doom
look at the playlist.
Was dark like back in the day.
It's really gory, so I looked at the playlist online, and the first thing I noticed is that one of the songs that plays on there is by Vane. It's the one with the drum and bass thing.
Oh wow, amazing.
And it is just epic to that, and also they've got New Noise as well
amazing
on there. But yeah, I just saw that and I was instantly like, what?
yeah. Cool. That's sick.
But yeah. Mm-hmm.
What about you? What have you been listening to?
I mean, I've been listening to a lot of, because I've got this speaker set up in my room now, so I've been like digging out old albums. So a lot of stuff I've already listened to, but now listening to on a CD and better speakers, and I'm like, wow, that's good. So now I want to buy more CDs from people maybe like Architects or Shikari, so I can hear what it sounds like up here.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually have it's an old stereo, so the aux cable isn't. I don't think it will work with my. I still need to test it, but other than that, on Spotify there's an album called Fast Asleep by Funky Porcini, which is a very weird name, and that is a very, very peculiar album. It's almost kind of a bit creepy, but that's something that I've been heavily rotating.
Okay.
It's not. I don't think it's something that you would like to listen to, but it's something that if you did listen to, you probably, for one listen, it's interesting. It's just a bit strange. It's one of those strange ones. Yeah. But other than that, just rotations of the same stuff. Haven't listened to much metal recently until I listened to Architects again, and I was like, oh, I forgot. This is amazing.
No, Polaris' album's been getting a lot of plays, but I actually do now that I've listened to it a number of times, the new Shikari track, Tina, I fucking love.
Yeah, I need to
it's so
listen
different
to them a lot because I haven't. I think it's because I haven't listened to Shikari anyway in a while. Voice break. I haven't listened to it in a while.
Yeah, I'm just that fanboy where like they could basically poo in my mouth and I'd probably like it. So, like,
I mean, you've been in a music video.
Well, I just have such like appreciation for them that and respect that I'm kind of just going to let them do what they want, which is what they've always done, and just be like, cool, I'm going to listen to it. Like,
to be honest, I do agree with the respect thing though, because I can never not. I enjoyed watching the music video to. What was the one they had the music video to? Guilty. No, I mean, what am I on about? The one with he's got the cool jacket in that I like.
Oh, Dreamers Hotel.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Thinking of Hotel. Yeah, looking at that, because I'm just reminded of them as people, especially like Rao. I find him such a character, but also with like mental health and stuff.
Yeah.
He's just good at it all, isn't he? But
just a good human being. Anyway, this is an hour and 40. This is insane, given that we haven't actually had any topics.
It's because we haven't spoken to each other in a while. So
I know. I have missed the chat.
Yeah, it's well good. It's well good.
It's well good.
It's well good, mate.
All right. Well, we should do a fake goodbye, and then we'll actually do a proper goodbye.
Yeah. This is so funny because I feel like I'm the one who's the guest, because I could think. I'm trying to think of it as equally. We're meeting in the middle, but you're at the studio. You're at the office.
And I have the iPad with the questions on it. So.
Yep, exactly. But anyway, yeah, very nice.
Yes,
very nice to.
Thank you all for listening. We will try and get another one done ASAP. Whether or not we have a guest or a topic, we'll try and work that out. But hope everyone is safe and well in these incredibly weird times.
Yeah.
Honestly,
if anyone needs, not needs, if anyone wants any specific topic, especially now you've got a lot of time to think.
Yes.
Then it's perfect because it really does make this a lot easier. Because we've covered so much now, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
But we've always got things to talk about, I think. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Stay safe, everyone. Stay indoors. Wash your hands. All that stuff. And we will speak to you soon.
Take this seriously and have fun with your life, sitting at home.
Yes. Love you.
Whatever.
Bye.
Bye.